I'm here to tell you a story about the town of Faint Whisper. You see, me and this girl, we was going to travel, actually, to this rundown town, or what seems to be rundown, but people were in there, like living there. Clothes were torn. Some of them looked sick. Hell, some of them were even missing fingers or toes, which was strange as they kept them in the cooler. we asked them what happened. Why are your clothes like this? What are you for? They replied, no, we're not. We tried, but our kids ran away, or at least took it. Yet, this was going on and on until one of them said, they're in this place called the Cities of Faint Whispers. Why did they call it that? I asked. He never replied. Just with a quiet, motionless face. But they said it was a few miles up ahead, and they wanted me to get their kids. I said, please bring our kids back and restore the town. We were looking at them like that something could have been wrong. But looking at them also enough to say that this could be crazy, that this might not be real. But then they took us there in a carriage as our car ran out of gas. So they ended us up halfway. So we had to walk half the way. But I was a pretty handy man. I had a knife, 10 inches of steel. She had pepper spray and a bear knife. So we're gonna call her Gwen. Gwen said that there was an unsettling feeling there. That almost as something was watching. And she heard a grumble. It sounded almost like a dog. We saw the kids, or what looked like to be a kid, saying, help us. Help us. Are you our parents? Well, then I calmly replied, no, I am not. But I can take you back. It wasn't gonna be easy. But yet these kids looked like they were well fed. None of them looked sick. No scratches, no cuts, no bruises, nothing. So we looked at each other as if they were lying. But then there was no rumble sound. whatever it was. But before I could say what it was that, we saw a paw about the size of a bear. And we saw the other paw. The claws, they're kind of like the dogs. We saw the face. I mean, every bit and step that we took, it was getting more of what it looked like. An all-white dog. Its fur, its hair was gently blowing in the wind, like feathers dancing across the sky. But it was soft, majestic, blue eyes. But as we tried to go past, it would step up and bark at us. It's almost as if it didn't want us to take the kids, as if it was their guardian. As if it wanted us to see something. So, we followed the dog. Not sure, was it trying to lure us into a trap or kill us, or just simply lead us to our demise, or to defeat the evil that was there. It was like 7 foot tall. If it were to stand up on its 2 legs, it was about half the size of a bear, bigger than a tree, most trees. And it was strong enough to kill a lion and a tiger. I still don't know why it wanted us to do anything. Yet it was warning us about something. As we thought, it turned, a second thought, started running into the woods, around and back out, and it tried to attack us. When she was right, the dog was trying to kill us. That's why it led us further into the woods, or wherever it was. So, but we kind of realized that this dog was not really trying to kill us, as it was wanting to protect the kids. Gwen was trying to calm it down, yet our hearts were pounding, trying to get the dog off us. At least distracted so we can get the kids out of the city. But we soon figured out the dog was not after us. It was after this demon-like thing. It had 3 eyes. but the third eye was in his forehead. It yet spoke with a soothing voice, almost its thing to lure you in. Long flowing hair, but this thing was on about 5'4". Wow. But the dog, it stood in front of us. We didn't want to leave it, but we didn't want to leave the dog. We really didn't. But it grumbled as it was ready to fight, standing in the pose. At the same time, they charged at each other. As we were running, we could hear slight vibrations of the footsteps. Thump, 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 thump. Followed by after a few minutes, we didn't hear after that. They were just growling. Nothing else after. A few minutes later, it would start up again. Trees rustling in the wind, the twigs snapping, the sound of the leaves crunching under our feet. It was almost sickening. But we finally found an opening, a clearing, back to the town of faint whispers. I ran, but I looked behind me and Gordon was not there. I looked everywhere for her. I went back in and she was laying there with her head. She must have tripped and fallen because she had a gash 3 inches deep. I mean, it's not that deep of a cut, but it was still enough for blood to pour out. So I wrapped her up, put her on my back, and headed out the way I saw. Back out, I might say. No less than 2 hours later, the dog, it comes back, but it was injured. I wanted to heal it, but it wouldn't let me. It shrugged away, said, "You don't have to shrug away from us. We can help you. You can still be the protector of these kids. How about this town? I know that's what you want. It's for it to be rebuilt." After a few seconds of panting, the dog succumbed, and I began treating it. Gwen's injury to her head, her arm, and her legs was too much for me to actually try to fix up. So I took her back to the town. Well, village that we was in. And they took it from there. After that, I went back and got the kids. and then told the parents that it wasn't the kids that didn't want to leave. There was a dog that was keeping the evil away, as they thought there was the spirit of the demon that tried to kill them. Well, kill us the first time. That's why it was so aggressive. Nonetheless, the parents were happy, and so were the kids, to see each other, running to each other's arms. A few months later, we began construction on the city, or town if you would, to fix this city of Fate Westburg, or town of Fate Westburg. So, a year passed, everything was back up. The village was still there, but some has now moved on into the city and some of the tourist attraction, but not too big. So, and as for me, I stayed there. Now we got 2 kids. Go ahead, Emma, she's alright. I mean, she is now, actually, she was, excuse me, sorry, I had a flashback about a year ago, but when she became a math teacher, teaching all the kids all the math. I became a vet. But there was one thing that I did get that was great. It's that no matter how many doors closes, no matter how dark the path may look, there was always going to be a light, a window, anything that will lead you to victory. Remember, not all the time the heroes will make history. Sometimes the demons will. Gotta remember that. But the vet was across from the school. But nonetheless, we lived as one happy family. The city is safe. And the guardian of the dog, well, the guardian dog, as we call it now, held nice. So it would do its job and still protect, although we had the police. But it would still protect the kids. Not really showing itself to the villagers, but only to us and the kids. So, I guess the story is done. One thing I'm gonna ask you, was it real? Was it fake? Who knows? I won't tell you. It's up to you to know that. You have to find your destiny. I know it may sound cheesy. After all, this is a creepypasta and all. But this is what this story was about. Let's always be aware of your surroundings. If not, things will happen. Don't be afraid to go to the gym. With that strength you can use to fight off your attacker or attackers. So, I will end the story. Like and subscribe. or you're next.